To prepare for a looming confrontation with a heavily equipped enemy, the US Army should make fundamental changes to its warfighting concept. Currently, the US Army is undergoing a transformation while preparing for multi-domain operations and large-scale combat operations. These concepts include an axiom that describes US forces as being overmatched by near-peer adversaries, such as China or Russia. In response, the US Army uses an acronym, DOTMLPF-P, to examine its doctrine, organization, training, materials, leadership, personnel, facilities, and policy to find a proper solution. Thus far, the US Army has identified 6 major weapons programs it plans to acquire to close the gap. This article aims to add a key item to restore US military supremacy on the battlefield: culture. Specifically, a warrior culture. To prepare for a looming confrontation with a heavily equipped enemy, the US Army should make fundamental changes to its warfighting concepts. To instill a warrior culture, the US Army must push decision-making abilities down to the company level. This is in stark contrast to the Russian and Chinese armies, which retain critical decisions at the regimental level. As a follow-on result, the US Army could unravel the enemy's decision-making process by allowing its company commanders to thwart enemy plans at the outset of contact. Initiating such a cultural change begins with a basic look at ourselves in our current state. Let's begin with the 1st Cavalry Division, which is comprised of 3 armored brigade combat teams. These ABCTs are based on an official template, the Army's Table of Organization and Equipment. So, this begs a question. What makes the 1st Cav Division's ABCTs any different from another unit's, say the 1st Armored Division? After all, the 1st Armored Division is also comprised of ABCTs that are arranged along the same order. Both are tank-heavy divisions. If both divisions are made up of the same type of ABCTs, what's the difference? Let's take the challenge and build a more efficient army. Combat is a stressful, chaotic affair. Throughout history, we can point to many examples of soldiers requesting specialized assistance in order to win a battle. To remedy this, the US Army has fielded within the ABCT a combined arms battalion, consisting of 4 maneuver companies, 2 mechanized infantry, and 2 tank companies. While a good start down the road of combined arms integration, it still left a tangible separation of forces. The infantry company still viewed tanks as those guys over there, even though the armor company belongs to the same battalion as them. It gives the wrong perspective. Furthermore, to solicit help and reconnaissance, one would have to contact yet another unit: the cavalry squadron. The separation of duties has led to a series of almost bureaucratic requests up and down the chain of command. An examination of warfare in Iraq, Syria, and the Ukraine shows that organically pure units do not fare well in combat. To put it simply, tanks need infantry to root out the enemy, infantry need tanks for protection, both need reconnaissance to gain the upper hand against an armed foe.